Hello, everybody. Thrills and Gills again. Today we are talking about the big man himself, Gravedigger. Now, as you can see, Gravedigger is a peculiar-looking crab, to say the very least, with his big old red eyes and his beautiful black shell. He is a very special crab. He is a black-back land crab. These guys are from Jamaica and most of the Caribbean. As you can see, he is enormous. He's almost just a little bit under a pound. And he is a fully terrestrial crab. This is super duper common for this species to be on land all the time. Don't worry, he's not dying. So, these crabs are really hard to get your hands on. That's the first thing. If you can find this guy online, you are really lucky, but you're probably going to drop a decent amount of money on this sort of crab. So, if you're looking for one of these guys, you are really, really, really going to want it. So, if you're getting this crab, you might as well make sure you absolutely want this thing, because these guys are quite an investment, both money-wise and somewhat care-wise. These guys are massive. They need a lot of space, 20 gallons minimum for one adult. However, ours only stays in the tank half the day. The other part of the day, we take him outside. I live in Florida, by the way, so he can go out and get some exercise. As you can see, he's showing off for us right now. He is very well built as a crab goes. He's very well designed for the outdoors and not really the water. He can climb, he can run very fast, and he can pinch very hard. Now, a good thing to do for your crab any day is to give them a little bit of a spray. Now, this is just regular water, nothing crazy. It's just good to give them a little bit of hydration. There you go, bud. And then I also like to give the sand he has a little bit of a spray too. That way it's got some water inside of it. As you can see, he's not scared by water. He's a crab. He kind of needs it to live. I say that you should probably have a humidifier in your tank if you're going to have one of these guys. If you don't see one in my tank, that's just because I need to get one installed, and we're still trying to figure out how I'm going to put one in. But that's a me problem. For you, you should absolutely give these guys a humidifier. These crabs do not live in the water at all, period. You do and will need a terrestrial setup. As you can see, for us, we have a pretty basic setup. I have a half log buried in the ground, so he has a big cave system, and I have a secondary log that I just pulled up so we could view him in full. Now, when it comes to handling this guy could be very difficult. I'm actually not going to do it, but as you can see, he's very large. I'm not even going to really touch him. I might put my hand near and just give him a little rub on the top. Just very calm. It is very crucial to try to build trust with one of these crabs if you want to ever be able to handle them. Because if you can't build trust with it, it will try to attack you, and it will think that you are a predator. Now, I'm going to try to offer him some food. He's probably a little too freaked out right now to eat food. I'm going to actually bring the rest of his stuff and put it in his little tray so we can have it later. These guys eat a lot. These guys can eat up to half their own body weight, and they are primarily vegetarian. Just like marten, they can eat carrion, but they prefer to eat fruit. They like fruits, they like other vegetation, mostly dying vegetation, but I would like to see if he wants to try some. He probably is not in the mood, though. He's probably just like, Dad, why'd you wake me up from a nap? We're doing everything we can to try to not scare him. Now, you will be able to tell if they get scared because they have a defensive posture. Now, as you can see, I'm very carefully just rubbing his carapace, trying to just keep him calm. And yes, it is possible to build trust with a crab. It may be a big invertebrate, but it does have a brain and it can recognize people. And a big part of it is just being nice. You have to be very calm and very careful with these crabs. You have to treat it like a young child, with lots of care and a lot of caution. Now, I tend to use water as my calming thing. Water seems to calm these guys down a lot. And as you can see, he's not trying to pinch me right now. I'm just rubbing his carapace. Yes, they can feel this. This is something they can feel. Now, when we're petting a crab like this, there's parts we should never touch. Never touch the claws. Never touch the rear. Just like you, they don't want them. You don't want your butt touched. Don't touch their butt. The top is the best place to do it. He's still tense and he's still very scared, but he's not wanting to attack me, which is a good thing. So if you do find one of these crabs, how expensive are they usually? I got mine for 80 bucks personally, but I've seen them go for as much as 250. So if you get one, expect to drop a lot of money. But I think these guys are definitely worth it if you really want a giant crab. Another thing about these crabs is that I personally think you should give them some outside time. So, but don't let them like run. These guys are stupid fast. Now, I may be making a video later about me attempting to walk him, but that's a maybe. We're gonna figure that out. He's not right, my little big crab. But see, he's not trying to attack me right now. Now if I went in and I grabbed him, he'd probably try to attack me right now. But me just softly petting him helps us build trust. It lets him know that I'm not gonna hurt him. Not yet? Okay. But give them time, and eventually these big guys might just open up to you. You really have to give them a chance. And you've really got to try hard. As you can see, I'm very softly helping him. Also, if you see him closing in his eyes, he's not mad. It's just how he cleans his little eyes. Now he's coming out. He might try to run, though. I'm not sure. So if you guys want to know more info about these crabs, so far this is really the most I have on these. This is pretty new to me as well. So if this seems a little experimental, it is. But I'm going to try to do as many updates as I can with this guy. The only other thing I know is these guys can live up to 15 years in captivity. But usually they hit only about 5. We're going to hope to get to that 15, but I'm not going to think about it anytime soon. So that's all for today. I might post a video of me trying to walk this guy. We'll see how that goes. So yeah. This is Thrills and Gills, signing out. I will see you on the next High Tide.